This is the September monthly wrap. Spring has sprung and will put a pep in your step. Keep watching. It is monthly wrap time. It is September. We had a massive August, so I have two massive faces and names coming on today. The one and only Gav. He's going to talk us through everything leading up to Shaq, what it was like meeting him, what he thought of Cubes. We've got Toby coming on, which is incredibly nerve-wracking. And so the obvious question, how was Shaq? How were you feeling? Because you obviously went downstairs with Toby and you were waiting for him, you went to get him. What was going through your mind?
Shaq is switched on. He's not just a basketball guy. He knows stuff. He knew exactly what we were as a business. He was like naming some competitors in the United States. He's also like toured a couple of office spaces as well over there for his own investment purposes, which I found like really cool because I just thought, he didn't really know exactly what we were. I need to clear my throat. I thought when we were taking him around, we'd have to go through this full spiel about what we are. But yeah, he knew about us, and Shaq's a really cool guy. Did I explain my chapstick story to you? I was sort of walking behind him. Toby was walking in front of him as we take him through the space and explain things. And all of a sudden, I see like this happening, and I'm looking at his hand. I'm like, this guy asked me to high five. What's going on right now? No, I don't know. It was just like this, and I'm like, he was walking down the track like this. I'm like, oh, what do I do here? And then all of a sudden, one of his guys rocks up with a chapstick and puts it in his hand, and he didn't break a stride. He just kept talking and he kept walking. So that's how cool the guy is, though. He doesn't have to say anything, and everyone knows what's going on. He was amazed about the fit out and like how open it was. I mean, he's walking around going, yeah, cool, I get it. I'm like, cool, you get it. Yeah, and he was genuinely interested. I think Dan's got some footage of the floor above us sort of looking down, and there was probably another 50 people upstairs looking down. So it was a really, really cool atmosphere. Literally the conversation before we walked in was Shaq wants to open a Creative Cubes in Dallas. So we just kept that conversation going, and then as we were taking him out, he reminded me 3 times at the kitchen, at the goods lift, and then downstairs, you guys make sure that you connect, and I want to do this in the United States. I'm in. The next one is coming. We want to make this a series, and we are lining up people as we speak to get these types of big name celebrities down. There's obviously a lot of wood to chop, but it's all in the works. We're actually right now sitting in the kitchen. It's called the Local because the kitchen transforms into our evening community events area. So this is just an insight into what is coming, but I mean, we've got beautifully designed meeting rooms. We sort of, we design all our spaces by listening to our members. We've had 5 years now of operating experience and 5 years of listening to our members, which has really formed exactly what we have in this space, which is an abundance of meeting rooms. All the meeting rooms have air servers, Logitech meetups for virtual conferencing, heaps of collaborative space. We've got ergo chairs and ergo space for hot desk and collab members as well, and just an abundance of open plan areas, which is what people are used to at a Creative Cubes. I mean, that's part of our secret sauce, but there's even more at Collingwood. Is that it? Do we do want to...
So I was very excited today, actually.
Yeah.
It's coming on the Anna show.
Yeah.
Well, when I saw the calendar invite, I was actually...
Excited?
I was surprised. And then I got excited, and I was like, nah, it must be an error. But I accepted, and we're here. Yeah. Well, no, I tell you why, because these 3 massive black vans, like scary looking vans, just like fly around the corner, come up, security jumps out, all clear. I was like, oh shit. And then the door opens, and he's sitting there on his phone.
Reposting memes.
It was a little intimidating at start.
Yeah.
Just the presence of security.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'm talking, like, security's in your face.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
The banter between you and Shaq.
Yeah.
It was so unexpected, and especially because I'd seen your preparation, the slideshow, and I could kind of tell it was he wasn't derailing it, but it was going in a different direction.
I know this is not related to Shaq at all. I was on Hamilton Island with Sim and there was a whale in the harbour, and he was having the best or she was having the best time just jumping out of the water and splashing around. And so about 45 minutes before the entourage showed up, I actually went into a quiet space in South Melbourne, and I took myself back from a meditative perspective to the whale. And I take myself there quite regularly, quite frequently, when everything and there's a lot of chaos going on, and like we're under a lot of pressure. This is stressful running business. We're at a scale now where we're feeding dozens of families, from an income perspective. Yeah. I find myself going to that whale moment. Yeah. And so when Shaq tried to derail, whether that was intentional or not, having noted that he calls himself the chief fun officer, a CFO. So I knew, and leading up to it, I had intel that it's going to be a great, fun, entertaining. Yeah. I did write to him and say, "Hey man, take the piss." Yeah. I'm not sure if he knew if he understood what that meant. But I was like, take the piss out of me, make me a butt of your jokes, do whatever you need to do to make the day entertaining. I haven't processed it in full, to be truthful. Yeah. However, I'm now focused on the next step, which is what he said. We've scaled Melbourne with 5 locations and a couple more still to come. We've got deals done in Sydney with, half a dozen more to come there. Yeah. And now all of a sudden he wants us to go to Dallas, Texas. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks ago we were looking at Robina, Queensland. I know. It's not comparable.
Completely different.
Have you got? She's got cowgirl boots on.
God.
We're just talking about this.
We're going to Dallas.
You're ready
for Dallas. Where's my horse?
However, wise woman once said, if you're offered a seat on the rocket ship, don't ask what seat. Just get on.
So with the pitch for a spot Collingwood, they get 12 months rent free.
Yep.
A desk.
Yep. I think we're doing up to 10.
Up to 10.
Yep.
And then obviously, like you said, some consulting from Nick Wee, who is part of PwC or?
Yeah, so Nick's spun out a new company from PwC. So who's next?
I've told you who I want next.
I can't remember because Demi just keeps hounding me with Justin Bieber stuff.
Justin Bieber. I said Caswell.
Well, he's here.
I know. So where is he?
Well, I can make that happen tomorrow. He's on. Anna's here with me.
Hey.
Did I tell you I'll make this happen? That's what we do around here. We make dreams come true.
And on that note, thank you so much.
Can I do the mic drop?
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
I look forward to tomorrow's stories.
Just to recap, Collingwood's open. Come visit us at 88 Langridge Street. And don't forget, Scale Ups, we're hosting Pitch for a Spot Collingwood. You can find out all the information in creativecubes.co/pitch. We'll see you next month.